episode 4 of To and From. We're watching the TV show From. We're on episode 4, season 4, and we have immediately started recording after watching it, because I think the initial reviews are the best ones, because it's just pure mayhem and what the fuck happened.
Yeah, pretty much.
Right, should we dive through, essentially, like, do the 1 minute countdown of everything that happened?
I feel like it's a sink or swim moment.
I think it might be. Aye, we'll pull through. So there is a lot of talking and a lot of fuck all happening, to be fair. Like, obviously they found like the man in yellow suit and shit like that, Julie and that, and have found the fucking books and shit.
Yes.
So this episode essentially starts with them pretty much doing a rundown of the previous episode for once, actually giving off some level of information. Julie hasn't gave her information yet, I don't think, though.
No, she's not.
Yeah,
she's
because they hide the books and shit from them all. But let's run through it, right? So a lot of chatting, lot more chatting. The ma now believes the boy as well, right? So the mum's now like, oh, Ethan probably isn't just coping, right? After they have the chat, Julie's found the book. They're talking to Randall. Randall's now to protect her or get lynched. Then Colony House is going to do its run through to the settlement to find food.
Yeah.
Kenny finds Fatima building some mad clay snowman, which is fucked.
Yeah.
Then, Elgin obviously then has a wee chat with the crazy girl whose name has completely escaped me now. What's she fucking called again? That's crazy. I forgot who she is.
Yeah, I couldn't tell you.
I literally will flag her
Sarah.
on screen. Sarah. And they've now had the kind of like weird bonding moment of explaining like what the bad people have said to them and how it works.
Yeah.
The man in yellow's continuing to be an arsehole. Victor, he's like walking about the place and having to count the fucking trees again. But I think he just is cope central.
I'm starting to be.
I'm starting to think
he's just coping. Like,
I
with whatever
actually,
he can.
I think he's actually the definition of just the place has broke him.
Yeah.
To be honest, and he's just
look at
still
him.
there.
Yeah.
Like, because he did piss himself seeing a suit, right? Obviously, then we've got Julie talking about the story walking with the bookmarks.
Yeah.
They go on their wee adventure to the settlement. They find a bird that they have to take to the Lake of Trees.
No trees. Tears.
The Lake of Tears.
I was like, wait, there's a lake of trees.
Sarah has also had a fucking like mad aneurysm again.
She got an ultimatum.
Yeah, and she got told spit in the water, and then she says like if you don't spit in the water, basically like something bad will happen to somebody you care about, and we'll delve into that in a second. Obviously, then the girl who is the man in yellow falls into the pool that's empty and breaks her arm. What else? They do the time warpy shit, which
and it goes back to
the time warpy goes back to a fucking scene again. We'll talk about that in a second. And then the last real bit was basically just the man in yellow essentially telling us some information that we'll dive into properly. And the very last bit, should we just fucking say it?
Yeah, fuck it.
So they're at the settlement, and the guy's digging. I don't know, he's digging for carrots and shit.
Yeah.
Comes across a rope, and he pulls the rope, and all of a sudden,
The bathtub.
the fucking something comes out of the water. It looks like bodies in a net.
Yeah.
I think that's what it is. But let's just run through it now that we've said the kind of like lowdown. I'll fire up some graphics as I talk about it and stuff.
Hell.
Yeah, some interesting shit.
Fucking Batman. What?
Damn right. But yeah, let's just jump through it. So like obviously the opening part is them obviously just talking.
Yeah.
They're having
I mean, it's
chat.
nice to see
I
that they
think it
actually
was
went
good.
round a table
Aye.
and went, let's talk.
Yeah, they have a chat of like what's literally happened the previous episode basically, and they're now actually proper discussing it, which I think is the perfect scenario for the show now. And I also like the fact that Boyd says something really cool, which he says, when we're in here we talk shit out.
Out there,
Out we talk game plan. Like we say what needs to be said, but in here we talk shop.
Yeah.
And he goes, because they're fucking winning.
Yeah.
And I'm like, that's the fucking like capacity we needed from Boyd, which was they are winning. Like they have every time, as he says, every time they think they get like one step forward, he goes, they're like 5 steps ahead.
Yeah, they're just waiting for them to do the
Like,
move.
yeah, they're waiting for something to happen. So like, I think that was great. They actually start talking stuff out, which also, if you think about it, right, actually made a big fucking bit with Tabitha, where she's like, actually, no, we do need to talk shit, and I can't tell fucking Jade to fuck off. because she realizes like here actually there's stuff happening.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Like there's stuff that actually now needs to be talked out.
Yeah.
Can he just like go hide and shit as such? They basically then get Victor's dad essentially to go talk to the son. I personally think every one of them should be like group consensus scenarios of like, as I said to Aaron, not full Elgin mode, but like pretty fucking close to it, right? Like I think
We heard you like trauma, so
yeah,
we'll give you more
we're
trauma.
gonna hit you with the double trauma. Like I think they need to just have moments where like if somebody knows information, right?
You beat the shit
Yeah, there's a level of almost Elginisms to it. I'm going to call it an Elginism. When somebody knows something and they're not saying it, ankles should be snapped. Information in this show, I think honestly, if it was
commodity.
well, yeah, it should be literally it's the golden ticket to figuring shit out.
Yeah.
And the amount of times where they're like they clearly have the fucking ticket and they just don't fucking talk.
Yeah.
Does my tits in? Like I would do terrible in this show. I would be Sarah the fuck out of people. Everyone would be interrogated.
That bullet case
Like,
would be empty.
The bullet case would have been so empty. Like it would have been such a bad day at the park. But like, so like they have this conversation, which I think is great. The dad goes away to talk to the son, obviously, at that point.
Yeah.
And then Jade's contemplating doing the mushrooms and such, which he ends up just fucking taking.
I will say though, the dad like talking to his son has got more out of him than it has any other fucking.
But I don't. But I think that one's a coping thing though, because you would talk to your dad, kind of thing. But I also think if somebody removes your eye, you're going to talk to them as well. To be fair, and I don't think Victor has the constitution to actually hold information back if somebody was to fucking full serum.
Well, we don't know what happened to him in between that time.
Aye.
That fucking man in yellow could have been doing all that stuff for just
Possibly.
fun.
So
Could be a veteran of fucking.
so they obviously do that. We then see the man in yellow in the girl form going through like a box of notes and shit.
Yeah.
And Sarah comes in and's like, here, why did you want to stay here and stuff? And he's like, oh, well, I'm saying he, I don't know what we do with the man in yellow. I'm just going to say, aye. The man in yellow, like, basically goes like, oh, well, I think you're an alright person.
Yeah, I've only seen you.
I've only seen you being good.
I didn't see any of the bad.
And then the bastard fucking starts murmuring some fucking voodoo chant.
Yeah.
And then Sarah getting down the stairs has her aneurysm thing where she's like having the fucking voices talk to her again. And I'm just like, God fucking damn it, because now the man yells immediately now fucking with her again.
Yeah.
So, like, to continue that part of the storyline, I think we can jump around like the individual storylines and kind of like talk them through completely. As such.
So yeah.
So like, obviously like later in the episode, she's talking to Elgin in the church,
And
right? Because we'll just do the Sarah storyline basically,
yeah.
and like they're talking about how, like what did they get? What did the
What did
kimono
the kimono
lady say
lady,
to you? And what did the voices in her head say? And then she was like, "Well, I think once they you do what they ask of you, they'll leave you alone." Because she's saying that to Elgin, who's now not in communication with the kimono lady.
Yeah.
Because he did do what she asked, to be fair, right?
And as soon as she did,
like,
as soon as he did,
aye,
that was
and
it.
that's it. So he's kind of like off the hook.
And
We
technically, she did, like, Sarah did do what she was meant to do, which was kill the boy, but instead it was her brother.
Aye,
It
it was the wrong person.
Yeah, wrong
So,
boy,
like,
but
So like I think that's gave them both this kind of communication bit of banter between each other where it's like it makes them think they're figuring it out, but I don't. Like obviously they don't know they're figuring it out.
when it comes to fucking Elgin or Elgin, how do you say his name? It just seems to be if anybody bats their eyes at him, he'll do what they
He
say.
definitely. I
Which
feel
is-
as if right even before he lost his eye, he definitely was too whipped as
Yeah.
is. But like, she's
All it takes is a dead woman, a woman that's had a kid monster, and then
And
a
somebody
fucking one that
removed
kills
his
people.
eye.
Yeah.
he is like just having a bad time with fucking his Tinder profile. Like, so like, so they're talking that out, and like, she's now came to the conclusion of if I do what they say, they'll leave me alone. And I'm like, right, cool. So the voice in the head tells her, take a drink of the water from the pitcher that's in the diner, and then pour it back into the pitcher.
Yeah.
So she goes to the diner, she does it, but she then swallows the drink as the lady talks to her, and then she asks the lady to pour out the cup that she drank from. Like, get rid of this for me. which she does. She sits down in the diner, and all of a sudden there's screaming happening from the man in yellow in the girl form, who has fallen into the fucking pool that's empty, obviously.
The Dale pool. I mean,
The
he's
Dale pool,
always
yeah,
there.
into Dale's grave, right? And she falls in, and now I'm like, motherfucker! I hate the fucking man in yellow, because it's obviously
It's
just
so
a manipulation
brilliant, though.
thing, but it's perfect.
Because you see him waiting outside, watching, so he knows exactly.
So he knows
when
that she's
to do
drank it. She knows that she's then not going
It
through
was-
with the plan. Oh, but somebody's going to get hurt that you care for, and then she chucks herself in the pool. So that's like immediately Sarah gets up and then
And just
drinks the
fucking
fucking
does it.
glass and does it, right?
And I love the fucking.
And then the monologue.
Yeah,
Go for it.
for the analog.
Monologue. Monologue.
But yeah, more about the story, the reason why. She basically is like, have you ever heard of the story with Abraham and God? So basically, Abraham was told, or asked by God, kill your firstborn.
Yep.
If you do it, that shows your faith in me. And he pretty much gets up to that point, and then God offers him a ram.
A lamb instead.
Yeah. And it's not to see how to put it. It's to see how far they'll willingly put faith in it. Basically.
So it's the story of like Cain and Abel and stuff like that, and then Abel in this case is it's to see if he is Abraham. Sorry, it's to see if he's actually willing to do the task provided of him. In that case, it was, will you kill your son? The moment. What's he? I was about to say Annabelle. The moment Abraham actually goes to commit the act, God goes, he is willing to do it, and then puts something in the place instead. And as you were about to say, that it's all about knowing the willingness to do the task is all you need to know of the person. So you know that now the man in yellow knows that if he says something to Sarah in this whole fucking voodoo chat shit, she will now do it. We know that she's going to commit to doing it, because she's now literally just saw the whole process in action in her mind
within seconds. It's like,
she saw it happen, and now you're like, fuck, because because now we know she's being manipulated, which we always knew, but like
but it's like
we now
you
know
can
how
actually
direct the manipulation is. Where it's like, God fucking damn it.
Like in the next couple of episodes, you're going to be like, why is she walking over there? Is that because he told her to? Why is she doing this?
Well, that is
But
actually
it might not
even a bigger thing as well. I now don't think you'll even see any of that kind of manipulation in the rest of the episodes. You'll just know she's doing something.
Yeah, that's exactly.
Because they don't now. Because the thing now is the show doesn't need to hold your hand and tell you, oh, the man in yellow's contacted her again. You just have to assume the man in yellow's contacted her already. There's a task now in place. I mean, there could be a task in place between episode 4 and 5.
Yeah,
for instance.
I mean, they're the same house, so
So like, I'm like, that was like the Sarah storyline. Essentially, was like that whole thing happening, which was fucked. But also, again, the fucking like
Very well
monologue
done.
from the man in yellow and the girl form was perfect though, because
Yes.
it's such a brilliant connection of the two parts.
when you see her just from the fucking canteen and you look at it and you see her at the
Yeah.
pool, it's like, that's just one, fucking creepy,
Oh yeah.
but two, it's like a really easy way to explain away why she's there. It's like, oh yeah, she's looking down at the fucking guy's grave because she's like getting used to the place and stuff, find out what's happened before. But then also her going, oh yeah, something pushed me.
Yeah, because she does say something pushed me. She felt like something pushed her. The other thing as well was she was looking at notes and stuff like that from the box.
Yeah.
And now that we know about this whole sort of bookmarky shit that we'll discuss in a second, like, it does feel as if the man in yellow has read the notes to see who's dead in the current timeline, so he can leave a bookmark himself, basically.
Yeah, so he can keep
so he
himself
knows
up to date.
he knows like Dale's dead, so that's where he's going. I think he's confirming who's dead at this point in the story.
Yeah.
Essentially, so he knows whereabouts he's at specifically.
I wonder if his bookmark is actually only Julie.
No, see, I don't know.
Because he always says, oh, this is where you came to. Or it was, oh fuck, what was it exactly said? Oh, back in the start of the first episode, he's like, we've caught up again.
Yeah, but because that's the thing. Because the thing is, well, actually, when you think about it, right, I'm not gonna say something. No, I'm not gonna say it. I'm not gonna say it because I think we're about to say what we say. Let's do the storyline now for Randall / Julie. Right?
Yeah, it just clicked.
So Randall and Julie, obviously in the last episode, they did the time warp shit, the story walking, where she gets grabbed by the monster, right?
Yeah.
She gets grabbed by the monster, and obviously, like, then he pulls her out of the seizure stuff that brings her back to the current timeline.
Yeah.
As such, assuming that's what we're going to go off of, right? That it's like a current timeline, right? And then, oh god, so much happens. Yeah. So I think, right, because we're just going to dive straight into it, right? So Julie then says to Randall, they're reading through the books and they find the story of the Fred the Story Walker, right? And it pretty much just describes what she's doing.
Yeah.
So she even says this could, if I'm right, could just be an instruction manual, which I think is like an oversimplification of it.
Oh, definitely.
I 100% appreciate where she's going off of.
She's like, Randall, you didn't finish second grade.
she's like this. If this is right, this is just what we're doing. Which again is a story thing. So the leaving the bookmarks is what they then come across. So she's now trying to think, how can I leave bookmarks?
Yeah.
So the whole thing she's got is she takes a bit of paper, she's going to put a symbol on it, rip it off, leave it where she's at.
Yeah.
And if she leaves it where she's at, we think in the present day it should appear, so she can then find it and go, well, I know where the bookmark is. I know I can time travel to that spot.
Yeah.
Because I know where it is. Something on those lines is the kind of easy explanation of it. So she says she's going to time travel, go to a point, she's going to leave the first bookmark. When she does go into it, right, the thing she finds is she's in the town as the massacre has happened.
Yeah.
Right?
And if the massacre we're talking about is not the one with Boy, but the one when...
the one Victor, where Miranda finds...
Where Victor was a child.
And Victor's a child.
And you see him walk out.
Now bear in mind as well, was Victor not with his sister in that basement? Or did the sister leave as well?
Oh, I think the sister
wasn't
left.
It? I can't remember now. That one would have to maybe look back.
No, did the sister not die first?
Does the sister not stay though in the basement with him?
No, so I think, if I remember correctly, it's the sister dies first. The mum
how
then
does
goes...
the sister die? Because I thought...
Does she not get caught?
No, this is what I mean though, because didn't the sister and... Wasn't Victor and the sister both in that basement when the mum leaves them?
I don't think so. I think it was Victor himself.
Figure that one out later.
I'll have a
that one went for a short.
Yeah.
But yeah, so basically she's time travelled to the point of the massacre of the town has happened. That's essentially it's the scene everyone will know when Victor's walking down the street and everyone's dead.
Yeah.
That exact scene, but it's Julie instead. Which is why I'm going to chuck it in as a suggestion, but it could be easily just, it doesn't need to come into play. I think there might be a scenario where a person has to be in the time, and you basically there has to be like a host body, so you kind of like you're actually really warping into them. Even though we see it as Julie,
everyone else would
see it as Victor, for instance, as the wee boy. So when Julie time warps, she's in that street with the whole massacre, and when she turns around, the man in yellow is full on munching on the fucking body of somebody.
Yeah.
Which fully confirms, at least in my mind, that I was bang on right in the last episode where I said I don't think the monsters did it. I think he just goes door to door and says I need to sack everyone off because I've fucked it.
I said, I was like, it was done in daytime. I knew that.
And I think we're bang on with that one. So my whole theory was with Miranda getting to the gate as such and being able to escape, her dying means that he can't find who the guy is in that time frame, so he has to just kill fucking everybody and reset it again so he can go back to the start of the cycle and figure it out again, which is why during the day he's munching on people. I actually do still think he's who kills them as well. I don't think it is actually the monsters. They maybe to a degree could have helped. I mean, there's because I still think it's the whole tier systems that they're shit scared of him probably.
I mean,
like I think that's the case. So like I think that world would be like, hey, maybe he tells them go door to door knocking, bring them out and we'll execute them all. Some shit could happen because obviously chests are ripped open, but we see him eating the liver.
I mean,
right, which is what they also do, right? So he's doing the same acts that they do.
Yeah.
And then Julie obviously turns around, sees him eating it all, and then he chases after.
He sees. I was like, who the fuck are you? But it's still
do you know?
in there,
Do you want to know?
not even a
Do you
talking
want to know?
mood, just...
Would you want to know the thing is right? He might have been in. Like, do you know when like foxes fucking get into the hen house and they go fucking blood eyed,
yeah,
and they're just doing shit and they're not
killing
thinking.
for killing's sake, yeah.
Right? He turns round and
He just
honestly,
starts sprinting.
he just starts sprinting. He doesn't say it, but more than you say it, it doesn't feel like he recognises her.
Yeah, aye.
At
you
all.
can tell that point you just seen another person
so in that point of the storyline, right, they've not met because obviously she time travelled back the way, right?
Yeah.
So she's not in that time frame at all. So it's either that or, right, and this is where I think this could also be the thing. What's the chances he actually didn't see Julie but he saw Victor? And this is how Victor gets kidnapped or something happens. This could be the torture scenario though, because the thing is, right, think about it, right, ready? She gets pulled out of the time. What the fuck's he then chasing?
Nothing, that's the best.
No, he's chasing Victor.
Oh, yeah.
Because he sees Victor walking through the town, and I think this is what trauma dumps onto Victor, right? It's all because the thing is, right?
I think it's just
because no, but think about it as well, right? He also saw the man in yellow eating his maw at the tree, so he saw the tree and he runs away, right? But all of a sudden, the man in yellow is still also in the town eating everybody. Like, I think there's something to it.
Our body's not going to fucking move.
No, I think there is a chance that could be at play, right? I think he'll in the time frame he's in, he doesn't know Julie yet.
Aye, so yeah, I agree there. He doesn't know who Julie is at that
but
point.
If there is, that's alive. So he either sees Julie or he sees Victor, who Julie is taking over potentially.
Yeah.
It's still on the table.
I was going to say, lucky for him.
Yeah, it's still on the table because I feel as if. Do you know what it is, right? See when the title, because when the story walk until we get more information, right? You're kind of having to sit and go like, how does the other people in the other time frame interact with somebody who's time traveling? Like if they're not really there, and how can they cause like scars and shit like that? Like I think they have to cause it to something there.
I mean, I think it's because they actually are there, like the story
so
walking
maybe,
parties, but they are just there.
So
but then when they go, they're gone.
Aye. So she obviously gets away from the man in yellow because Victor blooming Randall pulls her out.
Yeah.
As such.
Pump chump.
Aye. So Randall pulls her out, and now that's what we know of their story now. But again, we then can chuck into like the Boyd story. So obviously there's the chat at the start. He then finds Fatima, which we probably loop into one thing to be fair, because it's really interconnected for this episode. Fatima's making a clay golem because her dad used to tell her all about different religions, and her mom hated it. We don't really know the full, but that one specifically was the golem was something that protects you. So she's got Elgin. She's got Elgin to get her all the dirt, so she can then put the water to it to make clay and make a golem.
Yes.
Now again,
to be a
champion of light. Again, I think Elgin's a fucking absolute.
He just gets whipped.
He just gets whipped around. Like it's
he really does.
He just says yes to everything.
All you need to do is bat one eyelid, and he's like, "Oh my god, I want that one." And that'll do it.
So he's already just fucking helping her by dragging all that mud up, and she's making a fucking golem. She also doesn't tell him that's what she's making.
Yeah, I know, that's
right?
so annoying.
So he just says, "Aye, let's go." So then he goes and talks to Kenny, who Kenny then actually says the best thing I've ever actually have heard in a long time. Why is she doing it now?
Yeah.
Which I think is the perfect analogy to this entire show, which is people change over time, and when they do something different, like don't ask them why they're doing it, ask them why they're doing it now.
Yeah.
Why in this exact moment in time are you doing what you're doing? Because it's going to have a better answer than, well, I didn't make a golem when I first showed up because I thought everything was fine.
Yeah.
Now all of a sudden, now all of a sudden everything's went to shit, and she's like, that's why I'm making it, like because she then says, well, she's had the baby, who was the smiley baby, right? And then the smiley baby, she says is still connected to her.
I do like
right?
that.
Which gives me off. I said it was like the kind of like fucking Harry Potter vibes where like you can feel the scar and he goes so like I think it's something on those lines. But there was something else that was the same. Said, oh, do you know what it fucking is? It's fucking Star Wars. It's fucking Rey and shit. And they can. That's what I'm thinking. Aye, and they're super connected to each other. That's the one I was actually thinking of. when I was thinking earlier on about it. It is. I know I've ruined it now. So
like Star Wars.
Yeah. So now we've got this scenario where she's like she can feel what he's feeling, but he likes. Thinks. Well, yeah, she thinks, but I'm going to go down the lines of it. I'm going to go down the lines of I think they are connected. Yeah. I think there's two. I think
mother and son.
I think there's too many times in this scenario where it's easy enough to just say, "Let's go with it."
Do you know what would be funny? Is if the next time he sees her, he just goes, "Mother."
So like, I think we're just going to roll with it, right? Yeah. And anytime something happens, I think we just agree that it's happening
until it's not.
Until it's not, and then we can go back and edit everything we've ever said
to be like we said it from the start.
Like, I think that could happen, but then that means that there might be some like way that she knows where he is and stuff like that as well, which means she might end up in the tunnels or some shit, looking for him or getting away from him, but knows where he is and stuff. Something fucking crazy.
Cat and mouse type, yeah.
So we've done Boyd saw their story because that was basically it, really. Yeah, the only thing
I did like though, just about the she could feel his. She was feared, but he was enjoying it.
Yeah.
Her making the clay made her feel safe and comfortable, which then takes away from Smiley, like feeling.
Yeah, she doesn't.
Type of thing, that emotion type of thing.
So then, the only other last part to Boyd's part for the episode was earlier in the episode he goes into a wee jewellery box that has a note from his wife. They have a wee flashback thing, and then he has the ring that had the infinity symbol on it.
Yeah.
And then when he's walking away in Colony House after talking to Fatima, a ring pops out of basically nowhere and clips behind him, and he picks it up and he goes, "What the fuck?" So he goes to, I think it was like Jade or Kenny, I can't remember who he is that he grabs again now, and he just goes, "Fucking follow me now."
Jade.
It was Jade.
He's still fucking high on
because he shows because he's there high on mushrooms. And he goes back to the jewellery box, he puts the ring down on the table, goes to the jewellery box, picks it up, looks at the ring, goes to look back, the other ring's now gone.
Yeah.
But he knows he has it. And that was where we immediately fucking, like, I'll even try and say, I'll flag it up, where we jumped out our fucking seats being like, "Motherfucker, we know everything now." Like, so that's obviously in some level of timeline, somebody's story walking, where that's the bookmark they've left for that point in time.
Yeah.
And we don't know. Now, I think, I'm going to say it now, right? I think Julie, or maybe Ethan, right? Because he also might be a story walker and we don't know yet. Right, but I think it's Julie and her story. I think she might be able to bring people either with her, right, or she's going to at some point be able to story walk without Randall having to bring her out long enough where she's able to interact with people to a different degree.
Yeah.
Right? Because one of the biggest times we know when she's in the house was when the fucking stupid cunt let all the people in. Remember he lets the girl one in.
Oh yeah, we only see the once. Virgin guy.
But you remember we only ever see her once? It'd be weird if she was the man in yellow who manipulates him into opening the door to start off.
I'm pretty sure he was just a horny bastard.
I think he was a horny bastard, but here's the thing, right?
It was just like...
We have never saw her since that episode, along with a couple other monsters. Now again, if the storyline changed where the writers changed shit,
I think
that's maybe what happened.
Because there was 20 of them.
Because there was a bunch that goes down to it goes down to about 13 or something like that. It's like the Council of 13 or some nonsense. But that one specifically shows up once, does the thing, and then disappears off the face of the earth. I feel as if she's too prevalent to have disappeared though. Like that's far too much of a feature. Right? Like that's too much of a known person.
Something.
No, there's a boy on the porch as well. I know. Yeah. But here's the thing as well, right? That's also, right, could be a different timeline. Because the man in yellow, right, I think could have been that girl who manipulates him into opening because he needs the story to progress. Yeah. Right? And then I think obviously he can then also in a different timeline, because he can just be leaving bookmarks, remember, be that boy who thinks he saw Julie before because he's probably saw her at a different point in time, right? And then, because the thing is, right, like the girl
it lines up, you know. So he went back, or she went back and seen him, Norman. That was the first time she met him. The first time he meets her is as a kid, going, "Do you not remember me?"
Yeah.
Because he's going, "Well, I seen you no long ago."
Aye.
And then that's now it's back to the start.
It's back to the start.
So it's literally
but here's the thing as well, right? Julie was in Colony House, right? Which means if Julie time travels, right, she'll interact with people in Colony House when that happens, dropping the ring to leave the bookmark. I think that's like a significant time where she's in that house.
I mean, it could
That's
just be
what
that
I'm going for.
she needs to give Boy the heads up. This is a thing. And
Yeah, I think this is. I think. Well, this is the thing
because,
as well.
Like, who actually knows about that thing?
Well, that's the thing as well. Yeah, it's like one of those scenarios where like something. I think she's going to at some point tell Boyd what happens, but also she might even tell Boyd. Remember, she's the one that throws the rope down for Boyd in the first episodes as well. So there's a definite line of thought, right, where they get a chatting in a different time.
Yeah.
And Boyd doesn't fucking know it in that time frame, but then
he's not going to believe it.
You'll not believe it until these things start to trickle into the current timeline.
Yeah.
Like,
how did your ring get in Colony House? And you're like, what?
Well, that's generally
like, yeah, that's
like,
happened.
yeah. Or he's going to give her it for some random reason, or like something shitty is happening.
Or I'm not 100% saying this is going to happen, but the reason it disappeared was because he picked it up and took it somewhere, like took it with him.
Where it's not meant to be.
Yeah.
Like
it should have been in that box when she found it to like use it.
Yeah,
but because she's picked up, it's
so
now
it
with
needs.
him,
So now
be...
it needs to be back. Well, I think ultimately, if you create the bookmark, you're only leaving the bookmark as a temporal thing there. It doesn't. I don't think it. I think it temporarily needs to be there so you know it's there.
Yeah.
Kind of thing, because your time jumping to the point when it's made. So if he moves it and it disappeared, obviously, yeah. Right? I don't think that matters for her traveling to that point in time if she needs to. For instance, because she drops when the time she will go to the time when she leaves the bookmark, not after the bookmark's left.
But if somebody changes what the bookmark was meant to be or where it was meant to be,
but I don't know, because then
that's where it's like it depends how they're doing time travel. To be fair,
do time travel, because I think at the same time as well, we'd have to then be like, well, what happens when she leaves the bit of paper, if she even does?
I mean, it failed.
Well, yeah, because she gets chased away.
Yeah.
But at the same time as well, she can still leave the note. But here's the thing as well.
It has to choose what the bookmark.
Well, this is the thing. This is the thing that's weird, right? Because when the man in yellow does it, right, it's a whole fucking thing because he had the suitcase buried.
See, that's why I don't think he story walks himself.
Well, I think
he uses Julie.
So I don't think. Yeah, well, this is the other thing, right? This was actually what I was going to say when I had to stop myself because this is what the bit. He's always like one step behind her because I think he's using her bookmarks to catch up.
I think she is the bookmark for him.
I don't think she's the bookmark. No, I don't think she's the bookmark.
Because he was too close behind her every time.
I still think on the whole thing of this story goes in the big circle, right? I'm still going with the big circle theory, right? Like, I love a circle. But here's the thing, right, with the whole fucking storyline of that, right? If it is in a big circle, right, he can't leave he has to just live out the timeline.
Yeah, just keeps repeating.
Right? And he just keeps repeating it, right? I think there's a scenario where in this case, like, yeah, he kills the whole town along with maybe the monsters or maybe just himself. I still think it's just himself because he needs to kill Miranda and the guy because he needs to figure out which two it is.
Yeah.
Right? He knew it was Miranda, right? Because she made it fucking obvious.
Yeah.
Right? But he doesn't know the guy. And the problem is without the two of them doing whatever they need to do, essentially like slowly unraveling the story, he can't kill them at the right time to maybe do something else. Like, I think there's something to it. Maybe he like ascends or some shit.
Aye.
But like now that he knows Miranda, but he doesn't know the other person, or if they're even active at that time frame, right?
He has to kill them when the resurrection doesn't happen.
Yeah,
and that's
so he had to then just kill the town because he needs it to restart.
Yeah,
right. So he then goes back to then just living the timeline again.
Yeah.
So when he's meeting, I think he's always there, right? So I don't think he actually, and obviously they show him come into the town where he goes, now I'm in the town. So he's in that timeline again, right?
Yeah.
So I think every time he enters it, he has to live the cycle of the timeline, right? So in that case where he killed Miranda, or not killed Miranda, he kills the town, like, that timeline's not ended. So he's always in the town. So there's a chance, right, where he's just always been there. Like, he's just, he's just always there. And you just don't see him because he doesn't need to be active. But then, like the ring when it appeared and then disappeared, when he comes into the timeline via the car, right, that version of him disappears and it's just the one living the timeline. Do you know that way? Kind of like the ring, because the ring moved from where it was meant to be, so that one disappeared and the current one's still there. So he still knows all the information. So the one that was in Killing the Town is the one that was in for that timeline. Hasn't met Julie yet. That's why he doesn't look like he recognises her, right? But then when that then resets and then the man Yall's going to come back in, that one now knows more information.
Yeah, I get what you're saying.
Because there's so many moments where like somebody's it's how do they do it specifically?
It's how the time traveling works. That once you find that out,
I think once we know exactly how
it's easy to figure it. But
once we know how story walking works specifically, we're going to be able to be like, oh, this is how this timeline works and this shenanigans work. The only other thing that really happens after that is then Ellis and everything goes to the settlement. Yeah.
The basically the plot of land with food that's like a day's walk away.
Aye.
That we thought they were about to drive to.
And then they obviously have Tabitha and Ethan join them, but they're really joining for their own mission.
Yeah.
They find a different bird.
Yes.
In the woods. You've only, I think, as far as I'm aware, Ethan says it right. Ethan says it, but I don't believe half the shit he says currently. He says, "Oh, we've only ever saw crows, and this is a different bird. It's like a fucking sparrow, kind of thing. It's just a smaller bird, and it's injured." And he says, "We need to take it to the Lake of Tears to like heal it or some shit."
Yeah, I'm sure it was just going to drown.
I don't know what they were going to do with it. I don't even know if it's actually even real. I think I don't know. But the problem is the other people saw it, so it has to be a real bird.
Yeah,
or at least in that.
I mean, it has to be there. Water over the top of it.
So they take it and then they're pouring water over it.
Wow,
and the other wee guy, the side character, is digging up the carrots and then sees a rope and he pulls the rope. Now in my mind I thought he pulled the plug and the whole thing was going to start draining. But it ends up just a big bubble and then something floats to the surface and it's just all mossy and stuff like an algae and stuff, net looking fucker. And I think there's bodies in it is what I'm thinking.
And I said that I'm guessing it's the bodies from the man in yellow from that time when he massacred everyone, because he can be a hungry bastard, but that's a lot of dead bodies to go through.
How do you hide all of the bodies?
And
because otherwise there would just be skeletons on the road when somebody comes into town. So he has to move everything to reset the town. So I think it's that. And what's the easiest way to hide shit? A fucking day's travel away, because you can't go into the woods with the monsters at night. So you can't, like, during that timeline they don't have this talismans yet. So they can't do travel like that because they're just in the woods. So I'm like, this is all fucking. I think that's the setup for it, and I'm just like, man, it's so fucking. Everything fucking came flying at us at the end of that episode. Like I would say the first 40 minutes was honestly, I wouldn't say dull, but it was given as like setup to setup. And I'm like, cool, when are we getting the payoff? And then the last 50 minutes was just every fucking story was getting wham, here's some information you need. And I'm like, damn it, they've left me on such a bastard of a cliffhanger.
I know, that's another week now to wait for.
I think that's the worst part, it's another week to wait.
It'd be funny if the next episode never brings it up.
Oh my god, could you imagine?
To fuck with everyone.
See if they did it where the next episode's actually something that happens, just the whole thing's in the past, and we don't get to find out, I'd die. But that episode was very good. Like it did a lot of stuff, which I think every episode's really doing, to be honest.
You know, I liked how we started going, there's not much to talk about, and then instantly we've been going for fucking.
I was going to say we've actually been going for 40 minutes now. I think when I edit a couple of the tiny bits out, we're still over the 30 minutes. So as much as I says we were going to make these shorter, like
it didn't work.
I don't think it's worked. But I think that was everything for episode 4.
There's always going to be something we miss, and you guys 100%. Will probably see it. Like,
and then just put in the comments below and stuff like that what we missed as well. Because again, we are going to start looking at doing shorts now and pointing out different stuff. Especially because after we do a rewatch and things like that as well, we can be like, we actually did miss something. And things like that. And then it's just going to go up on the channel just whenever it's ready to go as such. But episode 4 in the books. And we'll put this out on the Wednesday, and we'll see you all next Wednesday for episode 5 and whatever the hell happens. See you later on, everyone. Bye.